Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Liverpool stream, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk all things Liverpool, all things football. I am a fraud. I completely admit that this is 100% my fault. I'm sat here, I'm not even asleep, as you can hear by my voice, I'm completely awake and everything. And I literally sent them all the A-listers link. And on top of all that, I was just sat here thinking I've got 35 minutes to start the show. Lo and behold, 5 p.m. UK is 7 p.m. my time, and I completely fucked it up, so I apologize. Anyway, guys, apologies for keeping you waiting. I love you all. I just made a mess up. Everyone makes mistakes. You get me? I'm sorry. You get me? I apologize to the panelists as well. I apologize to them privately, and I'm apologizing to them publicly because it's completely my fault. So I'm so sorry. Joining me first and foremost, the English myself. The only guy to get us cancelled today. Man, like Jamie. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm good, man. I'm tired, but I'm good.
In a good way.
Yeah. Mostly
celebratory tired.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, maybe it's the league title high. I'm gonna just blame that. Joining me, the shooter on Kopish, ladies and gentlemen, the guy that made the show happen, unlike the two frauds, you know, who just actually no, Matt is not a fraud. Mostly Callum's a fraud, but straight up shooter, you get me, and he's ready to celebrate today. Man, like Drifty is in the building. How are you doing, Drifty?
I'm tired, but I'm good, bro. I'm good. Finally, the mystery's complete. We thought was gonna have to get Scooby-Doo, bro, to try and solve this mystery. So where the hell is that sum?
And not only that, I sent you the wrong link as well. That's the funny part.
Yeah, wrong link at wrong time. Crazy. That was an Arsenal level ball drop there, bro. But we moved.
I actually agree. He's currently in his London villa. You get me, outside the whole building that he owns. He rents about 15 apartments in that building. He's enjoying the sun outside, just like we enjoyed our Premier League win yesterday. Man, like Raks is in the building. Hi, Raks.
Yo. Unfortunately, that's not quite the case. I was trying to get home in time, but then I realized that I wasn't going to be able to get home in time. And so Sam specifically told me, don't be late. He wrote down my message because I'm often late. And then, so this is me. I'm streaming in the middle of a canal dockyard type area. It's a bit blurry, but I'm here. Unlike some people. Anyway,
I agree.
I'm joking. All good,
this is completely my fault. It's okay. Don't worry. Crypto King. Yeah, that's definitely Raks. He's definitely the crypto trader. You guys know that Haktwa girl, he bought all her cryptocurrency. But he didn't get scammed. He actually made money.
By the way, while I've been sitting here, I've had a couple of Arsenal fans go past me in their Arsenal tops. So don't be surprised if that happens. But I'll try to refrain from throwing things at them. Yeah. It
happens. And last but not least, Kelleher is a Premier League champion. So he's here representing Kelleher FC. Man, like Kmack is in the middle. How are you doing, Kmack?
How's it going? It was a bit short notice, so I did some recycling.
Fair enough. I love the show.
Back on our perch.
Hell yeah, we're back on our perch. It's over. Big up to Naif, who says this is Man United. See? Congrats, Don Hussam. Big up. But how can you say Liverpool is greater than United when Gorillas versus 100 Men is talked about more than Liverpool's 20th league title? But big up anyway. Naif, you live in Singapore and you know this. East Asia, you're right. You can't even say anything to Liverpool like fan base size or anything. So just let's not start this. You get me? This whole we have a lot more fans and shit. Don't even try. But regardless, thank you for the super chat, Habibi. And big up to Felipe, says you got a slot appointment right. Insane. What a man. Absolutely. The slot appointment was 100% the correct appointment. Big up to you, Naif. Big up to you, Felipe. Naif, you're a fraud. You get me? And FYI, I do think we underestimate manpower. Like, I do believe 100 men can definitely beat a gorilla. Like, by the time he gets through the first 20, 30,
absolutely no chance.
I watched National Geographic.
You're never beating a gorilla,
bro. No human can hit hard enough to hurt one.
No, 100 people is a lot of.
Their
That's a
skin
lot of
is so
hitting.
thick it can just about be penetrated by, like, you'd have to
Pause,
literally have a knife.
Pause.
Oh, yeah,
Pause.
it depends how you beat them. Like,
Hang
are
on,
the men allowed?
it's-
Are the men allowed weapons? Like,
Is it-
hand-to-hand
They've got
combat.
the strength to rip your limbs off.
You have watched Planet of the Apes.
What men are we talking about, though? Are we talking about real men or 100 pussies? What are we
Men
talking
like
about?
you,
No,
Jamie,
real
real
man.
men.
Real man. Real
Jamie,
man.
you could get 100 in Nganus. They're not beating a fully grown.
No.
100 and Ganos are definitely beating a gorilla. Stop it.
You won't be able to hurt it, fam. You won't be able to hurt
Yeah, but
it,
think
bro.
about it from the gorilla's
100
perspective.
What about 100 Tom Littles? 100 Tom Littles, no chance.
Oh, that's definitely losing. Round 1 knockout.
I
Think-
tell you
think
something
about
else
the
as well.
fatigue.
When everyone else sees the first 10 have their neck ripped off, they are gonna
Oh.
want no part of that. regardless
No, when
how
it
many
takes-
of them there
when he
is,
takes
though.
the first man's head off and throws it at the other 99, that's when they walk away. You know?
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I just think the gorilla's gonna be tired like after it gets through like 20.
No, you see how many
But
kids they have.
the
See how
question
many
is then
kids
what-
they have. They
but
don't get tired.
But then what do we do? Say if we, okay, the first
You
10
can
are gone,
choke
right?
him out,
Gorilla's
someone punch
tired.
him.
It's gorilla.
Punch-
Near him.
Who the hell's gonna be able
How long are your arms?
lads, the first 10 people go, there's 90 of us left. Who's first up to punch the gorilla? That's like,
Bro, I'm telling you, 100 men.
You
can't
guys
beat
are
a
underestimating manpower.
no,
That's all
no.
I'm saying.
I think you're underestimating the gorilla.
The men, listen, we've got this. So we just need a tactic. But the question is, what is the tactic?
Without weapons, barehanded, 100 men cannot defeat a.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
100 Khabibs are not beating a gorilla.
No, personally, one Jamie beat. I beat a gorilla because I just shoot it in the head. know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
what I
I
mean.
mean,
If
if
you
you
got
had a gun,
weapons,
it would be
fair enough,
easy.
but barehanded, no chance.
If you had a gun, it would be easy. It would be a one man versus 100 gorillas that way.
I'm just
It's easy.
imagining someone trying to choke out a gorilla like that. Now. Just like
Yeah,
really just tapping out for it passes.
Yeah,
out.
but like you'd get like 4 people to ride him on his back and choke him out. Couple of them to punch him, punch him in the nuts, whatever. I don't fucking know. Like, just make sure that you find a
You
way.
know what I would love? I would love to see 100 Arsenal fans versus a gorilla.
That would be hilarious.
That
Possibly, that would be amazing. They'd
they're
bottle it.
because they're all pussies, so it's all good. You know?
Yeah, and then they'd blame the injuries.
No, Jamie's on one
Um,
today.
Yeah, they did. Then they'd blame the injuries and say the only reason why is because 10 of us were hurt. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Big up to all of you guys. Please do like the video and subscribe. All the channels are being added to the description right now. I don't even have the channels added to the description. I really think this whole like winning the league has gotten to my head. I'm not even aware of the time. I'm just sat here thinking, man, we've destroyed Man United, which I love. Anyway, hi Drifty. Big up to you. You start this off. Liverpool are Premier League champions. Talk to me.
Yes, they are indeed, my brother. Yes, they are indeed. We were doubted. Some people said we weren't even going to finish in the top 4. How dare you? How dare you? Don't ever look at my club, my badge, my manager, my players, that red, and then tell me it's not good enough to win the league. But they're all eating that humble pie now, my friend. And I'm telling you, I can see the pain in their eyes. We don't even have to say anything, boys. We don't even have to say anything. I can see the pain in their eyes. They're arguing amongst themselves. They're making excuses. They're diverting. They're doing all kind of deflection tactics. They can't sleep at night. I personally believe nothing sends a ripple through this league in terms of like jealousy more than Liverpool being champions. I think Arsenal being champions sends ripples because of all the dumb shit that would get said, and it would just be so annoying hearing the celebrations. But in terms of like the jealousy, the envy, we sit at the top of the mountain absolutely untouched now. They always used to try and say that one league title more they had than us meant that they're a bigger club than us, which made no sense anyway, numerically. But now we've evened that, and we have more UEFA Cups, we have more League Cups, and we have more Champions Leagues, which is the most important one because Champions League is obviously the biggest one out of all of them. They can't sell us anything. We are the kings. We are at the top of the mountain. And if I'm being completely honest with you, it would probably take about 5 to 10 years for Man United to be able to overtake us regardless, because they've got a lot of work to do. So for the meantime, boys, we are absolutely untouchable, unfazed, and unworried about anyone else. We are the best. And the worst thing about it, check this. They're trying to tell us, oh, but are you going to win it next season? How dare you already talk about next season? This season ain't even finished. Do you think we're through with you? We ain't through with you by a long shot. You think we already want to talk about next season? We'll talk about next season when we get to next season. You've got a whole summer of this. We are going to be unbearable. In 1920, when we won the league, I was humble. I was so humble that I was actually worried about myself. I was like, why am I being so humble? First title for how long? Why am I being so humble? This time, oh, no. And it's going to be a slow burner. We're not jumping straight in. They'll think it's over and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So I'm not throwing all my eggs in the getting on their nerves basket just yet. I'm just putting one in at a time. And don't get, you see, Easter, I went, bought all the unsold Easter eggs. I've got plenty of eggs. I've got plenty of them. And I'm just going to keep dropping them in the basket one by one, day by day, week by week, until they can't stand the sight of me. If that isn't the case already. So up the fucking Reds, and everyone else can suck a big.
Hold on.
No, definitely, man. Look, I've put my nuts on the table and I'm not putting them away. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. The one thing I absolutely love about all this is that the Arsenal glazing will stop now, because it's the one thing that's done my head in all season. The only thing a grown man should glaze is his wife. Yeah. Apart from that, stop glazing Arsenal, right? It's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. Right?
I don't even know if they will stop, but yeah.
It's. I've just had enough of it. But yeah, look, Liverpool have done what they want you to do, and that's win the Premier League title. We actually ran away with it. It wasn't even close. No one put up a fight. You know, not one person. They're out now. That's not one person. There's not one team that did anything this season. Arsenal, right? This is my thing about Arsenal, yeah? I hate talking about it because they do my head in, but I just need to say this, yeah? They've moaned about injuries all season. Injuries this, injuries that, injuries this, yeah? Last year when Liverpool got injuries to a lot of players, yeah, we had to play kids, yeah? Yeah, we had to get the kids out of school early, bring up the school and tell them if they can have a day off, yeah? They, playing in our first team, that season we finished on 82 points and won 24 games. Arsenal, with their injuries this season, can't get anywhere near that. So the injury excuse is poor. Man United they're finished as a football club. They might as well call themselves Salford FC again. You know what I mean? Go back to the days. Yeah, they're done as a club. Manchester's now blue. Yeah, their club's finished. You know, they're in the doldrums. They're wondering what they can do next season. You know, no one wants to go there. They're buying scrubs. You got Chelsea, who spent £2 billion and still need surgery. Tottenham are crap. You know, it's our league next year as well. Fuck it. I don't care. We're winning back to back. I've just seen that Graham Birch is getting a new contract. That's breaking news, apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And apparently, according to Paul Joyce and that, we are going to spend more money this summer than we've ever done under FSG. And if that's the case and Trent stays, back to back. Oh, and one other thing. I don't want anyone coming for my manager ever again, right? You all go out there, because no one does football anymore. Everyone just does banter and think they're right and they think they're funny, yeah? Right? He was bald and Dutch. They all compared him to Ten Hag. No, man. No, he's nowhere near Ten Hag. Ten Hag's nowhere near his level. You know, Slot is going to be here for a long time now. He's going to get backed in the summer. And he's going to be trouble for everyone next season. Also, he epitomises everything that Liverpool's about, because what he did when he sang out respected Jurgen Klopp, which he didn't have to do because it was his day, yeah, and he made a point of bringing him up, shows the class of the man. And one thing you can't do, you can't buy class. It's as simple as that.
Facts. Do you know, I can't believe what Jamie just said actually made me realise something I hadn't realised, which is that Arsenal actually can't finish on the same points this season as we finished last season. And we were told we bottled it. We were told we weren't good enough. We were all of the things they said about us, and with all of the injuries we had last season, which by the way were way worse than they've had this season. Salah missed 4 months last year, like all of the injuries we had, and we finished on more points than they can finish on this season. That is crazy. I didn't even realize that. That is a new piece of information that's just blown my mind on this whole Arsenal comparing themselves to us. That is actually 79 points. We finished on 82, so they can't even get the same total. And if that's if they win all 4 games. If they drop any more points on the league, then obviously it'll be further and further back. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Oh,
and they've got to play us.
Yeah. Flipping, oh man.
And they've got to play us away.
Yeah, and they still got to play us.
This season, like the thing that annoys me the most is it's just the fact that everybody's just accepted that Manchester City will just win the league every single year, and they're okay about it. And there's no nastiness about it, and there's no needle with any of the other fans. They just pull the pants down and just accept it. Like, but when Liverpool are doing it, everybody's hating, everybody's making excuses, and it's not just the fan base. Like, it's the media, it's all the pundits. It's like, it really grinds my gears, and you wonder why Liverpool sometimes has a bit of a siege mentality between the fans. Like, it's because they all hate us. Like, they all hate us. And this season, we had loads of bad decisions go against us again. Like, we need to just remember that we still got screwed over a number of times this season, like we always do. But we just got on with it quietly and confidently. None of the players talked about it. None of the fans really talked about it. We were classy right from the start to the finish. And we scored more goals than anyone else. We had more shots than anyone else. We had more shots on target than anyone else. We had a better XG than anyone else. We had more big chances than anyone else. And we had more touches in the box than anyone else in the league this season. And guess what? We won the fucking league by 1,000,000 points. And I have no doubt that we're probably going to get 94 points. I have no doubt that we're probably going to win the rest of the games because there's no pressure on the players now.
I don't know about that.
No, but you can tell there's been pressure recently in the last couple of games.
Because the last time we won the league, they didn't even know where the line was.
Robbo was pissed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Remember when?
I mean, I'll probably say we'd win. I'll say we'll win 3 out of the 4, maybe. I don't know about all 4 because I think we will be a bit drunk, a bit hungover, a little bit.
No, but I do feel like there's a couple.
I think we're going to beat Palace because they're going to be caring about the FA Cup. I think we're going to beat Brighton because they're going to be even more on the beach than we are. Chelsea, I'm predicting a loss next week because I just know Chelsea monumentously give a fuck about next week's game. Arsenal, it's 2 sides that don't give a fuck anymore. So it's 50-50. Whichever gives more fucks on the day will win. That's literally how it
do you know why we'll beat Arsenal, Hassan? Because it's right in the middle of the PSG game. So they're going to be so concentrated on the PSG game that we might actually give them a bigger hiding than we've ever given them. I mean, obviously, it depends how much we care, but they're going to heavily rotate. They're going to be tired. Their mind's going to be somewhere else. They're going to be a bit.
Is it in the middle or is it after the PSG tie? Because are they playing Bournemouth?
No,
or something
it's
like
right
that?
in the middle. I'm sure it's right in the middle. Is it not?
They got Bournemouth as well. Yeah, Bournemouth are playing for Europe.
Do you know what? I had this discussion last night as well about these remaining 4 games, and everyone's like, "Oh, so and so's going to get a chance now. So and so's get a chance now." I went, "No, they're not. Slot's going to play the same squad, the same 11 for the next 4 games."
I want to see Chiesa.
Look, Chiesa couldn't come on yesterday when we're 4-1 up and it's done. Chiesa's obviously banged his wife. He's done something here. He's done so. He's been in. You
know the difference between me and Jamie? I say Chiesa's done something. He says Chiesa's done something. My version is Chiesa's definitely called Slot a bald prick in training. Jamie's version is he's banged his wife. That's Jamie Phillips.
I bet she's assault. Why not? But he's done something. He's upset him in some kind of way because the fact that Darwin came out and publicly criticised him on Twitter almost and then still gets a game over Chiesa is a bit crazy. So
That is crazy. I can't even.
I don't
I
know
was
what
surprised by that.
I don't know what Chiesa's done, but I don't. If Slot don't really like Chiesa and he doesn't give him his 5th game in these next 4 matches, he doesn't get a medal. That is the ultimate.
No, he gets a medal. So the way it works nowadays is that the clubs are given a load of medals and they decide how they distribute them. So there's no more minimum five
is it
games
no
or anything
more
like that.
Oh,
Even
Yeah,
even
no.
Jaden
So
Downs gets one. Even Jaden Downs gets
Oh,
one.
are you sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard it was still 5.
Yeah. So you just get given. I don't know what the number is, but you get given
40.
a certain number of medals.
40.
40. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that for playing staff and backroom staff as well?
Yeah. Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And then you
Chiesa
decide
get
how you
one
divide
still.
them, so.
So
No, you get one.
it's not allowed for 40 medals. You go, one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. Fuck you, one for you, one for you, one for you. Chiesa still probably won't get one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But for me, I think I don't really want to talk too much about the others. There's plenty of time for us to talk about the others because we've got all summer to enjoy that shit. I've been on cloud 9 all day. The fact that in a way, when you're given no chance or given very little chance, and that those are the times when you come back and win it. It's the kind of, people always say Liverpool love an underdog story. Everybody loves an underdog story. When you come from, everyone thought that City were going to be there. Everyone thought that Arsenal were going to be there, and as many people predicted, they thought we were going to finish 3rd, 4th behind Man United. That is blasphemy.
That is complete blasphemy.
And
There are people who predicted
around,
us to come behind Spurs, by the way, just so everyone knows.
Oh my God.
And look to again putting it back to us for us to prove ourselves when so few other people outside Liverpool and even amongst our fan base, I didn't necessarily think we were capable of winning the league, but we turned around and the players and the backroom staff like to gel as quickly as they have, to perform at the level of they have, and to perform at the level they have with that consistency is just unbelievable. Like I can't think of certainly in Liverpool history where that kind of thing has happened, at least in my lifetime. I'm so proud of the players, the fans, everyone's kind of come together. The scenes yesterday were beautiful, man. Like obviously it started with Slot singing Klopp's name, and that's such a.
Yesterday we had this argument. City saying had tears when Slot sang for Klopp. He's got it. Here's the thing. Yeah. Yesterday, it feels like it's a little bit difficult to explain Liverpool Football Club to non-Liverpool fans, but we shouldn't care as Liverpool fans. But
no.
The fact that here's the thing: Ferguson, post-Ferguson, United crap. Post-Wenger, Arsenal crap. Post-Jose, Chelsea crap. Post-Conte, Chelsea crap. Post-Ancelotti, Chelsea crap. Post, whoever you want. Like every single time, like a historic, iconic manager leaves, usually there's at least a year where it goes to the shits, minimum. There's at least a year where stuff doesn't work out. The way that Arne Slot, first of all, the way Jurgen Klopp handed Arne Slot the reins, Jurgen Klopp said something very key for me when he first walked in. He's like, it's not about what people say when you come in or when you're there. It's about what people say when you leave. And we all hear, listen, obviously, some of us work with rival fans and stuff. We hear them always talk about toxic squads and toxic this and toxic that. Klopp did not leave behind a toxic squad. He left behind a team that is capable of winning an English Premier League. He left us in a very good place. He left us way better than when he first took us. So he left us in a place that's unbelievable.
Wow.
And Slot came in, and for me yesterday when Slot sang Klopp's name, it's just something that only happens at Liverpool Football Club. This type of thing will only happen at LFC. It's not going to happen anywhere else. And that's because of the magnitude of this football club and what it truly is about.
I think what's amazing about that. Sorry, I think what's amazing about that's not Slot's character. Like he's done that purposely, like because he knows and he gets it. He just gets the Liverpool fan base. Like that would have hit so many fans. Like because that's also an element of, guys, you didn't get to celebrate it in front of the fans the last time, and he did it. So it's an element of celebrating the actual league title that Klopp won as well, and it's so classy. Like he's such a classy guy. He really is. Like I listened to all the interviews, And like honestly, I could have spent like, I don't know, if there's more interviews now, I'll probably go and find them. But just listening to everybody talk about Liverpool and listening to the players and the manager, everybody is all in and they get it and they know exactly what to do and what to say. And I mean, just having Virgil as a captain for the next few years, it's just a real deal now. Sorry.
It's some people will look at it and they'll talk about sentimentality or emotion in football and like that. But the thing is, what are we here for if you're not here for that? Like, don't get me wrong, winning is great, right? But we still do what we do whether Liverpool win or Liverpool don't win. We went through a long period where Liverpool didn't win, and we were still there every Saturday, every Sunday, every midweek game. Supporting the team and wanting the best, and not just the best for the team and on the pitch, but as a fan base, wanting the best for each other. And that's what football is about, more so than winning. And if you get the winning, it's the icing on the cherry on the icing on top of the cake. And that's why yesterday and this season has been so sweet, because we've waited a long time. We have had good moments, we've had good seasons, we've played well, we've had incredible games, maybe when we've come close and things like that. And we don't always get over the line, but that just makes it, when you do get over the line and everybody is together, and then you have those moments like that. I don't want to say that we're different, but there is something different about it.
Yeah, of course, we're very different, very, very, very different. The whole situation around the manager was amazing. I like the fact that in the Amazon documentary, Klopp has that part where he talks about like he knows there's going to be something good very soon. And then you see where he had the whole Arne. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, at the time we all respected it and we knew how classy it was. But even with the hindsight now, looking back, it even feels even more classy. Like no manager has ever willingly wanted the next manager to be successful the way Klopp was.
Yes, that's another thing.
Do you get what I mean? Like it's unbelievable. Like I know Fergie had a hand in picking Moyes, but I still believe that he didn't really want Moyes to do well. I just, do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously,
there's an ego thing involved, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously, that's me making an assumption.
Can you tell your dog Liverpool are champions so it could stop barking?
I just have.
Can you just tell her, listen, Liverpool are champions. Just can you please be quiet for today's stream? Just tell her for one time. Tell her we're champs, baby.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, I was just thinking about it while the guys were talking. You see this whole situation with Pep, for example, where he signed a new deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of rumors he was begged to stay, and he's decided that he will because obviously he likes the club and whatnot. But like, he's doing them a favor almost. Now that could be rumors, but that's what we've heard. We've heard that he actually did want to leave this year, but they've begged him like, look, can you just stay for 2 more years? We're not ready for life without you yet. But I'm looking at Pep. And Pep looks like what Klopp would have looked like if Klopp wasn't smart enough to have left when he left. Now, we were all devastated when he left, but the hindsight of looking at the man has rejuvenated as he is now with a year out of football, and then looking at how drained he looked when he was Liverpool manager and all the things he was constantly up against, the referees and all that shit. I'm looking at the situation and I'm thinking, not only is he an absolute genius for knowing when the right time was to dip out, but it also shows me we ain't got to worry about City next year. I don't think Guardiola's got it in him anymore. I'm not saying that Man City are going to be rubbish. They're always going to be there or thereabouts because of what a good team they are, and they do have good players. But in terms of him having that ability to be able to drive the team, do doubles, trebles, 100 points, all that kind of stuff, I think Pep's done. It's the longest he's ever been in a job. By far, he looks exhausted. He's celebrating small wins that he used to act like it was nothing. And now he's over the moon with small wins because I think he knows within himself he ain't got much left in him. So Arsenal next season, in my opinion, truly are the only threat. I don't think City can do another 90-plus point season. Not with Guardiola. He looks to me like he's mentally tapped out. So even when you think about what Klopp did by leaving us in that way, you know what I mean? It's like we felt like it was going to be weird, and hindsight is making it easier to have this opinion, but he really did the right thing. Yeah. He really did.
I think with next season, I'm going to be the I'm gonna be the Callum Sanderson of today's stream. I'm gonna say, listen, when it comes to next season, this completely depends on the transfer window. I said something today on the Football Terrace. If we sign Isak alone, just Isak, I'll say we're gonna win the league next year. Just Isak. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because I'm just being completely objective about it. I don't think Mo can replicate these numbers next year, and we cannot have 12 GA from strikers. Like, it's just, it doesn't work. Like, even Jota himself has dropped off a cliff. So I want someone like I want someone like Isak. I want someone at least who's a proven goal scorer. If you can't get Isak, that's fine, but you can go try at least get Osimhen. Try get someone who puts the ball in the back of the net at a high level. Someone who's been there, done that. I think this is very important. And one thing I will say is though as well, look, we can't exist in just our own bubble. If Arsenal do win the Champions League, hopefully they don't, but if they do win that might give them the push required, like from a mental perspective, like how it did for us in 18-19. I really hope it does not happen, but it could be one of the things. So for me, I'm just waiting for the transfer window. If we get everything that we need to get, like it's one of two things. If we get every position needed, like left back, center back, DM, and we get a striker, even if it's not Isak, but we get a striker who puts the ball in the back of the net, I was going to say we're favorites. If we get just a world-class striker, I'm also going to say we're favorites. I just think as things stand, I'm just waiting a little bit to see how things work out in terms of other clubs as well, because you never know. Manchester City as well, let's keep this in mind. Pep has never went 2 years without a league title ever in his life. And Manchester City are psychopaths. They ain't going to just sit back. So you already see the names. They've been
Musiala. He's never been in a job this long, though. Don't get me wrong. I still think Pep's the best manager, but he just looks like he needs a sabbatical. He looks like the cycle's over. He looks like he's done everything he can. And it also looks like whoever they try to buy now is struggling to play the way Pep wants to play, the way the legends of the past that he had could. Do you get what I mean? Like, I think people underestimate the Bernardo Silvas, the Kevin De Bruyne. Like, these boys were elite ballers. There isn't even many players that good in the world anymore anyway. I think the overall standard of football has dropped considerably in the last 5 to 10 years.
The players ain't about.
Where are you going to go and get the players that can do what the De Bruynes and the Gundowans and all of those could do? Do you get what I mean?
There's very good.
They're trying to get Verts though.
Whether they can.
Big up to Igal for the raid, by the way. Just quickly, big up Igal. Thank you for the raid, Igal.
No, Verts ain't all that. Verts ain't all
big
that.
up.
Can I just mention something on Salah though, because I think it's really interesting that you said that Salah can't replicate what he's done this season.
Mm-hmm.
I actually disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because did you actually see the interview that he had? Like, loads of people spoke to him about like why he's been so good this season. And he said that him and the manager were talking and the manager said, you don't need to do any defending anymore. And Mo's like, okay. And then he said, I'll do bits and bobs. And the manager's like, and Mo was like, look at the numbers. And the manager's like, okay, you don't need to defend then because the numbers back it up.
Apparently, Mo wanted to do this last year as well, where he didn't have to defend so much.
It was a little bit of a dig.
And
I did get that.
And this is why I know people will hate this. What I'm about to say, but this is why Szoboszlai is important to the team. It's because he does Mo's running. You know, I know people go bloody hate it. I know people go mental, but it's a fact. He does Mo's running. So
can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing, please? Okay, Jamie. We're gonna all agree he does Mo's running. I have no problem. You cannot sit here because I know Jamie Phillips. You cannot sit here and tell me the 5 times that Salah slipped Szoboszlai in behind, you were not raging. Be honest. Be honest. Do not.
I rage at Salah, man. I rage at everyone. You know,
Jamie, that's not the point. Do not dodge the question.
By the way, he's the first Hungarian to win the Premier League.
I understand. Yesterday.
We can be constructive. I agree with you. He does Salah's running. Okay, I've got no problem with that. All I'm saying is, brother, when you are put in a dangerous position, for the love of God, can you just take a risk? That's all I'm asking you. I'm not asking for anything insane.
And can I say, this is why I've been saying I don't think Salah and Isak work.
Why?
Because if Mo's not going to run back and defend anymore, and Isak would rather stay up top to get the goals like Mo does, you leave yourself unbalanced in your 11. This is.
I disagree. I don't think I want any striker to track back ever.
No.
I know what you're saying, but if your two of your strikers are not, then you are giving yourself a bit lopsided in areas of the pitch. But look, can Szoboszlai do more? Yes. But does it work if Mo's getting the GA that he gets? In my opinion, then yeah. I don't want to change the way we play. I know people do. I actually don't. Because why do you change a winning style? Arteta's played 3 different ways in 3 different seasons. Yeah. Won nothing. Yeah. Keep the same system. Keep playing the same way. If it's boring on the eye, it's boring on the eye. But if I'm a Premier League champion for 2 years running and it's boring on the eye, I don't care.
No, I'm with you.
If we win,
I agree with that.
Some of our football's been amazing.
Because I think
our football's been
quite possibly the best DM in the world. Like, you know, like Gravenberch's numbers are unbelievable. Like, they're off the scale. Like,
Gravenberch definitely needs to improve on the ball, though. Like, as a passer, that's one thing.
But you don't need that.
Yeah,
you got McAllister next to him.
Yeah, like when 3 people are running in behind and stuff, you need to know how to find them properly. I think that's something that's very important.
It needs to be a horses for courses thing, though, because there are a few games this season when it's kind of irrelevant how good his interceptions and his tackles are when he didn't have the strength and he's being bullied.
Yeah,
and that's why we need a very aggressive type DM. To just have options, right? We play whoever we need to play in the game. When you're playing away at Brentford, away at Newcastle, when you're playing in those kind of games where they're going to rough you up and it's going to be about physicality, we love him, but Gravenberch can't be involved in those games. He gets bullied, he gets barged around.
Exactly.
Man, you said it.
Or at least pick and choose when he comes in. Or at least pick and choose when he comes in. So maybe you start with Grav and then you bring the other guys on, or bring one of the other guys on, and start with one of the other guys and bring Grav on. You know, there's different ways you could do it. But if we have more options, and we could then that gives the opposition more problems, more potential headaches. What do we do? How do we stop these guys?
That's why we're linked with Adam Morton. Like, we will go for Adam Morton. Like, we will go for.
Can we all acknowledge, though? Speaking of horses. Let's talk about the grand horse. I said something yesterday when I was on the watch along. I was like, guys, Alexis McAllister is world class. It's over. Like, I am completely from this moment onwards saying he's world class. I'm not.
He's been world class. He's been world class.
No, but now we can officially say it. You know what I'm saying?
No, everyone else was just hating and weren't willing to accept.
I really think McAllister is like our best midfielder. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, he is.
McAllister was world class the moment he walked in the door.
He's not only just our best midfielder; he's one of the best midfielders in the league. Full stop.
In the world.
I mean,
I think he is one of the best midfielders in the world. I said something crazy yesterday. I ain't even gonna lie.
Do you know what?
I said I wouldn't trade McAllister for Valverde.
No, neither would I. McAllister. I actually think McAllister walks into Real Madrid's midfield.
I agree.
No, I don't think there's a team he doesn't get into, Jamie. Like, honestly, what team does he not get into?
He's an elite footballer, in my opinion.
Everything brilliantly. He does everything brilliantly.
Literally everything.
What I love about McAllister, I didn't realise it properly till the last few weeks now, is how actually aggressive he is.
Yeah.
He's absolutely really aggressive. He goes in for tackles. He always gets, you always see McAllister limping or getting knocked because he's so aggressive. He goes in for challenges. He's all over the pitch.
He gets fouled a lot.
Yeah, he actually looks quicker this season than he did last season as well, across the grass, across the pitch. He's covering more ground. He's
had a bit more of a rest, hasn't he? Because he
looks like he's bulked up a bit, and he's passing, man. His eye for goal. He's an exceptional footballer. And how we got him for 35 billion, and no one else in the world knew that release clause existed. Because apparently,
did you see his interview?
It's brilliant, wasn't it?
With him and Rob, when he actually said, because they asked him if
Julian Ward. He thanked Julian Ward.
Yeah, he actually said Jurgen Klopp and Julian Ward are the reason why I came to Liverpool. He said, so I want to thank Klopp and I want to thank Ward. So when you actually look at the situation, it was one of them ones where it was like, wow, we actually did have a little cohesion. We always used to think that Klopp and the director of football wasn't getting on and all that. Mac was just like, well, they do because they're They're the reason why I
Yeah, but that
came
was
here,
more
so-
Edwards, I'll be honest. Me and Jamie sometimes get frustrated the same thing. And I feel like McAllister has been the epitome of making us happy because, you want to know what? Because even when he's giving interviews or his dad is giving interviews, he's like, oh, I love Liverpool. I want to stay at Liverpool. Like, that's what you want to hear as a fan, you know? Like, it's not like his dad is coming out and going, guys, we can all be objective. McAllister didn't grow up in fucking Argentina dreaming about playing for Liverpool. Let's all cut the crap. He wanted to play for Barca or Madrid. We already know this. It's normal. When you grow up in South America, when you grow up like in the regions of the world like that, you want to play where Messi played, where Arne played, where Ronaldinho played, or where Kaká played, etc. Like, you want to play for those guys. But at least lie to me in the public. And that's something I love about McAllister. Him, his dad, everyone just come out and say, yo, this guy loves Liverpool. He wants to stay there. Man, that's what I want to hear. That's just what I want to hear.
He said it yesterday, didn't he? He said it yesterday. It's apart from the World Cup, it's the greatest achievement of his career.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And-
saying. Like, I want to hear that, bro. I want to hear it. Like, I want to hear that you want to stay at my club. It's fucking amazing.
But Hassan, that's the reason why I've been banging on about this for a couple of months now. There is nothing, in my opinion, more important this summer than Ibu and McAllister being sat down and signing new contracts.
Did you hear the interview with Ibu?
No.
Do you want me to read you the comments from the interview with Ibu, which has been translated?
What do you say?
It's really interesting.
Why did he do this yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah. So he spoke to French media.
Konate also answered my question.
So he said, I've had some tough times, lost the league by 1 point, Champions League, the World Cup. Now being able to win a major trophy is exceptional. I'm very, very happy. And it's the best league in the world on top of that. I think he'll stay. I think he wants more.
Big up Ibu, man.
You know what? I've never been worried about Ibu staying from Ibu's side.
Yeah, I think he wants to stay.
And did you also see the pictures of him? He was sat in the stands when everyone was gone on his own at like 8:30 at night.
With a big smile on his
all
face.
in.
You see how big the smile was on his face? He was just sitting
You
there,
know
just
what?
smiling,
The great thing is Ibu is all of us in the sense that if that was us on the pitch, that's what we'd be doing. The lights would be shutting down. They'd be closing down the stadium, and we'd be the last people in there, just soaking it all in, just savouring those moments, man. Because it's so
I wish I
special.
became a football player, but my mom and dad lied to me. They told me Zidane went to uni. They lied completely. I could have been a football player. Could have been in the Premier League right now, but here we are. You know, I was really talented at football, man. Fuck's sake. But anyway, thanks,
University
Mom
of
and Dad.
Marseille.
Now I'm commentating on football, but thank you. I do love like everything emotional that happened with our club yesterday, and rivals can want to shit on it all they want. That's totally up to them. But as Liverpool fans, we don't give a fuck. When Slot sang Klopp's name, we loved it. All these players giving the interviews, we love it. All these amazing like emotional moments is just something that only Liverpool fans can know. And I'm so glad that Alex Ferguson gets to witness this 20 times. And you know what makes this so beautiful? You know what makes this so beautiful? Is the fact that everything he built for 30 years has been destroyed in 5. And it didn't even take me long. 5 years. 5 years. Yep. 5 years. Let's.
Did you see? Did you see?
You're
Did you
such a
not see the
shit
pain? On,
AI is mad.
the
AI is
pain
very bad.
on Gary Neville's face when he had to accept that.
Oh, he was
Liverpool
about to
were the best
cry.
team in the country.
He's literally
was
about to cry.
I do like Gary Neville's punditry, though. I will say.
I'm not gonna
I
lie. I
prefer
think Gary
Neville
Neville's
talking
a
on
stand-up
Liverpool than
guy.
Carragher.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
I don't hate
He
him.
talks
I
a
actually
lot of
think
sense,
he's a
you
good
know.
pundit as well. I actually do.
Yeah.
I think he's actually
Don't
better
get me
than
wrong. His
Carragher.
bias shines through, but you know what? I try not to be too judgmental of people whose bias shines through because I know for a fact mine would. So I can't be a hypocrite.
No,
If
you
I
got
was
it,
a
yeah,
commentator or a pundit in the public eye, I know I would be biased towards Liverpool. I wouldn't be able to help it. So I don't get too mad at him for that. But he is a good pundit. He is a good pundit.
And can we all talk about Daniel?
Ray, just so you know,
the guy's an absolute
wait 1
legend.
second,
You hear
Kmack,
him?
this is very important. Ray, I'm gonna make sure that none of the mods ban you. You're not gonna get banned or timed out today. If any mod times out Ray, I am gonna unmod you. All I want from you is one thing. Right now, apologize to Alexis McAllister in the chat for calling him Argentinian Harry Winks. Apologize right now.
No, he never said that.
No, you're gonna apologize. Ray, if you apologize, I'll make sure you never get banned. How about that?
He never said Argentina and Harry.
I want official statement from Ray right now.
Wow.
I apologize to Alexis McAllister for calling him Argentinian Harry Winks. Right now, you've got to apologize. If you don't apologize, I'm gonna play the clip. I'll play the clip anyway, so you can apologize. Here you go.
In the chat, you want him sold. Is that the case? Did you say
Nah, I
sell him?
just said send him back to Brighton as a joke, innit?
Okay, all right, fast. Go on.
But like, Cali Swizzy's the Argentinian Harry Winks. Like,
Jesus.
I know it might be too early to say it, but you know what? I'm just going by what I did.
I mean, you found the quality out there.
That's all I'm saying. Ray, I want an apology. And before apology, there's a guy. There's a lot of moments this season that we're gonna savor. People think we're done. We ain't done. We ain't even started. All I'm saying is one thing. There are so many moments this season. Arsenal, Guard of Honor. Crystal Palace, good luck. Yes, see? There you go. I'm so sorry to Alexis McAllister. Well done. Takes a real man to apologize. Well done, Ray. Well done. Here, we just gave you a Guard of Honor for finally developing a brain cell. So I appreciate that. Let me just say this. There are so many moments. I cannot wait. Slot is a bald prick if he does not start Endo next week. He has to start Endo. You wanna know why?
It's starting, man.
Hey! Hold that, Moises. Hold that, Moises. We can win something special, and look at what you've decided to do to yourself, Habibi. I really want to see this next week. I really just want to see Endo walking out to a Guard of Honor. I am so like, I'm willing to sacrifice anyone. Listen, doesn't Trent want to leave in the summer? Fucking bench him, okay? Play Endo right back. Fuck the game. Just make sure Endo gets a Guard of Honor. Because guess what? There's something that makes this even more special. Lavia's fit. So it means Lavia and Caicedo.
You know, I actually don't think it's going to happen because I think Slot wants to win all 4 games and get 94 points.
Yeah, I really think he's going to go full strength.
I think he's a bit of a perfectionist, and he ain't go. I'll be shocked if I see like Endo and Chiesa right wing. First, I'll be absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
If that happens.
I mean, funny thing is, I was really annoyed that Chiesa wasn't getting any game time because I wanted him to be able to get that medal. Yeah, just looking it up, you were right, bro. You get 40 medals now as a club, but the only stipulation is anyone who's played 5 or more has to get a medal.
Yeah.
So if you've played less than 5, it's the club's discretion whether you get one or not. But if you played 5 or more, then
That's
you have to
interesting.
get one.
Yeah, it's going to come between Endo and Chiesa.
No, Endo's played 5, so Endo's.
He's all right.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I
between
think
Chiesa and Dan's.
is the only one that hasn't played. Yeah, Dan's. Chiesa and Dan's. They're like the only 2 who haven't actually played 5 games. So
How many games has McConnell played?
None.
No, he hasn't played 5 either. Not in the league, anyway.
Jaros has played 1, and Jaros played a game.
Could you imagine if he, instead of giving Chiesa,
I ain't going to start fucking Jaros.
No, but he's played a game.
He's 18. He can get the league titles later. He's fucking 18.
Can you imagine if you give the medal, instead of giving the medal to Chiesa, you give it a Klopp?
That would be nuts.
That'd be nuts.
That would be nuts. But that would also be Liverpool FC because we could do that.
I bet we send him one. I bet you. We are. I think we're the classiest club in the country, personally.
I agree.
No, of course, 100%. We only give him one if it means that there's a person in the squad that hasn't missed out. Like if he's got to give it to someone in the squad.
He has it as well.
He has got one already.
He has. No, but we'll buy a replica one because he is part of this, but he didn't actually take part in the season. So we give him
he didn't manage or anything, but he was a part of it.
So have you heard that apparently Chris Bascom is saying that Saudi Arabia are looking at Jota?
Makes sense.
I actually think you want to know something. I thought Drifty was crazy. Drifty is not crazy. I think Diaz and Gakpo are both good. I really do. I think if you tell me right now, would I rather like replace one left winger and one striker or replace both strikers? I choose replace both strikers. I really would. Like if you tell me I've got to go to next season with Diaz and Gakpo again, but I'm getting 2 strikers, I'm down. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they're good. They've got what was it? 22 and 21 GA. No, 23 and 22 GA each. I mean, that's 45 GA from the left wing. 47 GA from the right wing from Salah. Like that, it's a perfect blend. It's an absolute perfect blend.
They're the two best left wingers in the Premier League.
Yeah, they are.
The only one that's better than Diaz is actually Cody, and the only one better than Cody is actually Diaz.
And we got them both, so we don't have to worry about it. But you're right, Hassan. We can just go and get 2 forwards. If we say, for example, if we paid the 30 mil to Ipswich and we got Delap, and he was the young up and coming squad striker.
He was the bench option.
Yeah, the bet, and then so he replaces Jota, and then we go out and we get an Osherman or we get an Isak or we get one of the guys who's known as more of the hitman to replace Nunes. We'd have a great forward and keep Chiesa. I think Chiesa bangs next season. I'm keeping Chiesa as well. I have absolutely no reason.
I'll be honest with you guys. I really think this ship has sailed. People keep talking about Gordon. I think this ship has completely sailed.
Signed a new deal.
By the way, just so you know something, if the Zubimendi ship sailed, then definitely the Gordon ship sailed. Like 100%. I really don't think we go back in for Anthony Gordon at all, by the way. I don't
think we signed a left
not
winger.
Not unless there's some kind of weird release clause or something like that. But because he has signed a new deal very recently, hasn't he? So
I think we only buy a left winger if one of them go, and I don't think Liverpool are going to look to let either of them go at this moment in time. I think they'll let Diaz. If an offer comes in for Diaz that Liverpool thinks is too good to turn down, they'll let him go. But other than that, unless someone personally comes in for him, I think Liverpool might offer him a new deal, Because I have been thinking about it for a while, and this ain't me joking now. I honestly believe this now. When I look at the Premier League, on that left wing, left midfield, whatever, left wing back, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, there is none better than them, actually.
They're actually the two best. You might want to put on his day Martinelli, maybe, but I wouldn't have him over them two. Semenyo at Bournemouth, I do think he's a quality footballer. And I think
Martinelli in the Klopp system would have cooked.
Yeah, because of transitional play. Yeah,
and he would have just banged in like so many goals. But as things stand right now, I cannot say Martinelli is better than Diaz or Gakpo, and I can't say Doku is definitely.
No,
and Diaz only wants to leave because of his contract, I believe. Because after 3 years at the club, he knows his worth, and 55 grand a week. We're actually criminals. That Diaz is only on 55 grand a week. Like, that's why he wants to go. It isn't because he doesn't love Liverpool. Have you seen the guy's face whenever he's celebrating or he's in the chat? He loves it here. But he's on 55 grand a week, and that's scandalous. That should at least be.
I think he gets a new deal. And what I will say about Diaz as well is
I don't want to sell him, but I do think
the injuries. I think the injuries are behind him now, and I think he's a player that can play well for us for another couple of years. Genuinely do.
The reason why Diaz and Gakpo work, Kmack, is because Diaz is really good when the sun is out, and Gakpo is good in the winter. Perfect combination. As soon as the sun goes down and it's cold,
Sam might be talking with that, because at the beginning of the season when it's warm, he's excellent.
He's excellent.
When it's warm, he's excellent.
He's excellent. Exactly.
And that middle part, Cody's actually excellent because he's used to the cold
weather. I guarantee you, if Diaz goes to Barcelona, he's gonna get like 30 goals just because it's hot all the time, And then when it gets like really cold in Barcelona in January, December time, you see Diaz fall off a little bit. Like it's just.
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. If he cooks at the beginning, cooks at the end, and Gakpo cooks in the middle, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, let Gakpo play in the winter, Diaz when the sun is out, and just get a proper striker down the middle, and that's it.
And remember, Chiesa can play both flanks, so if both of them are out of form, we can put Chiesa on the left wing.
Exactly. And Italians are used to cold weather as well. It's very cold in Italy in the winter.
North of Italy is very cold. I can testify to that.
See? Raks will tell you. He's lived all over the globe, man. Don't ever fuck with Raks like that. It's our guy right there. Crypto billionaire. Big up to everyone locked in. Let me just grab these super chats before we carry on with the stream. I can't lie. No one is going to kill my immaculate vibes. The rivals have tried it. Oh, this is the least talked about. I don't give a fuck, bro. Number 20. All I have to say is just 20. That's it. It's done. It's finished. And it's so funny seeing the Man United fans over the last 24 hours just continuously just sink and bring up excuse. They're like, oh, you don't have 20 and us 20. We got 13 and you got 2.
Well, that's what they're saying at the moment. That's what they're saying. Yes. But they're 20 times, so that's, you know what I'm saying.
That's cold.
Exactly. I don't know what they're talking about now. we've got more revenue than you. We've got a bigger fan base. Mo said something early on. He's like, if anyone brings up fan base, you just know their club is less successful immediately. Revenue and fan base. Meanwhile, I'm saying 20-6. I'm good, bro. You keep your revenue and fan base. I'm gonna keep my 20-6. Besides, imagine we had more Tom Littles. How does that help my club be bigger? Fucking hell, that would be a negative. Big up to everyone locked in. We do have 800 people here, guys. Drifty's channel and Kopish both are in the description. Give him a subscribe. Jamie Phillips Football Chats, Kmack channel. Raks doesn't have a channel. Just follow him on Twitter. If you are a good-looking woman and you need a billionaire husband, please do message Raks on Twitter. He is currently actively looking. As you can see, he takes walks outside. He definitely touches grass, and he enjoys trading in his spare time.
Okay.
So,
I'm walking back to my car and I'm hearing you putting out my dating profile. What's going on?
Okay, so I can't do that. And he goes to the gym. So he keeps himself healthy. He drinks a lot of tea. So that's a good thing. See? That's what I'm saying. So big up to WeChat Football, who says, guys, can we get the likes up as well, please? Who says we buy Chiesa for 12 million to sell for 30 million the FSG way. I don't think we could get 30 million for Chiesa.
Do you know why I don't think Chiesa's a quick sale buy? The fact that we gave him a 4-year deal and 150 grand a week. Yeah. That's a player we wanted to keep.
I don't think we sell him, really.
No, I think he's got to give him pre-season.
I don't think we sell him. You know what? Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think, especially about what Jamie was saying, which is actually true. I think he is a bit of a perfectionist, and he will want to win all 4 games, which is why some of the squad players won't see any pitch. Sorry, but I truly just believe that Slot didn't feel he had the time with the pressure of being new Liverpool manager first year, taking off from Klopp. I don't think that the Endos and the Chiesas and the Elliots he couldn't give them the grace that he probably wanted to because of the pressure of just needing to win. And now that he's won, I think he'll start to have a little bit, he's got that monkey off his back kind of thing. And I think now maybe he will be a bit more like, okay, those guys can get some more game time because I've proved myself now. I've done it. There isn't this overwhelming pressure, I feel like, to be successful because I'm already successful now. And then that's when I think the Chiesas of this world will get more game time.
Yeah,
when it was 4-1, I was like, yo, he's going to come on. Like, he's going to bring him on. And he still didn't bring him on. Fucking
MNE in the chat might have this right, though. What if Chiesa didn't have a pre-season? I harp on about this a lot, but I've seen players without pre-season before not be able to compete for a whole season. Look at Gravenberch last season. He never had really a pre-season. He struggled to adapt. I'm just wondering if it is about getting him healthy, but getting him fit, getting him used to how English football is, because he's been in Italy his whole life. He's brought up on Italian football. Maybe we're trying to go, this is a baller, this is a player. If we can get him correct, this is a weapon no one else has in the league, in that area of the pitch. Yeah. And if it's about just this year, writing it off and getting him healthy for next season, you've got a tremendous player there. There's no doubt about it.
Jamie,
I do hear it. That's why I don't think
he's forward after Salah.
Yeah, he's a baller. Man.
Does anybody actually realize that? Like he is our second best forward after Salah. His form hasn't made it look that way, but Salah is the only forward at our club better than Chiesa.
He carries Italy as well.
The biggest issue
is not play him. I really don't think we sell him. I hear where you're coming from. I just don't think we sell him, to be honest with you.
The biggest issue with Chiesa is his position. I'm sorry, he doesn't want to play the number 9. Doesn't want to play number 9. He's definitely not going to get on the left. Is he really going to get any games on the right? Salah just doesn't stop playing. He played the whole game right to the very end.
I think
Salah asked Slot not to be subbed off because he wants to get
if you look at Salah's numbers, just on average, he's on average by the end of his contract to finish on 310 goals. On average. That's how close he can get to Rushy. Chiesa's not going to play. I'm sorry. It's really. Can I ask?
So as things stand, how many goals does he have to, or assists he has to get to break the whole record thing, the entire record?
Who, Mo?
I think he's already overtaken Haaland now.
He only
needs, Premier League. You're talking. He
only needs one more goal involvement to equal Alan Shearer and Andy Cole. And then 2 more to break goal involvements. He needs.
I think Alan Shearer is 200.
3 more assists to break Henry's one.
Yeah, he needs 3 more assists.
That's why yesterday
I'd-
Mo was very happy, except when he passed to Szoboszlai and Szoboszlai didn't shoot. You see him go like,
I'd really like him to get the 30-20. So the 30 goals and 20 assists. Just because Henry got 20-20. And I think it would be just be
30-20 would be
just a
just like,
perfect number,
it's
right?
over for you.
30-20. It's such a perfect number, right? So
That would be amazing.
We'll
stuff.
see.
That would be amazing.
260 goals, Alan Shearer.
He's also I think he's got the most goals from any international player in Premier League history now.
Yeah, he overtook Aguero yesterday. And he
Yeah.
overtook Aguero's top 6 record too.
And he's a right winger. This is not spoken about enough. This isn't a striker.
This was
This
beautiful.
was a Chelsea reject. We all remember the conversations. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny, 2 Chelsea rejects are the best players in the league over the last 7 years.
Did
so-
you,
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
did you know as well? Did you
Kevin
know
De Bruyne as well, remember? De Bruyne and Salah, both. They were teammates, literally.
Did you
Not-
know that Mo Salah was on the pitch when Steven Gerrard slipped?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he got
And
slapped.
no need to bring
Totally-
that up.
He got
There was
slapped
no
by
need
him.
to bring that
Do you know?
up. But
Do you know he actually wanted to go to Liverpool? Do you know Liverpool were this close to buying him? Did you hear Mo say in that
Yeah.
interview?
yeah, I
They were
heard.
Yeah.
this close to buying him, and then Mourinho knew that Liverpool were going to get him, so he rang
Yeah.
Salah up personally, and that just
Yeah.
changed his mind.
No, but it was the January of the 13-14 season, the season when
Yeah.
Suarez did a madness.
The Kona
And
Playanka says
yeah.
January.
Yeah, so you went for Salah first. Salah didn't happen. Then we went for Konoplyanka. We went to what's his name? Went all the way to Russia on the deadline day.
Yeah, Ian.
And then Ian Air has him. Yeah,
I think
and then-
things work in mysterious
implemented.
ways. In order for like Mo to become this Mo, he needed to go to Fiorentina and Roma first. I won't even lie to
Yes,
you.
it's
Like, I don't
no,
think
I'm
he
not
was
gonna
there.
lie though, bro. If you see the way he was cooking at Basel, because we would have played him correctly, we probably win the league that year if he comes.
This
and
is
joins
true.
that
Mo,
run free we already
Suarez
had,
and Sturridge. Mo,
Didn't he-
Suarez and Sterling. Yeah, we good, bro.
Do you
bro.
remember-
You know what I
score,
mean?
like-
We probably win the league that year. So like, yes, it's a bit of a.
Didn't he
it's a
score
tough
like
one,
4
isn't it?
goals past Chelsea, and that's why Mourinho signed him?
Yeah, say
Was
like
he-
that.
Yeah,
No,
scored
he
six
literally
goals.
scored
He
his
scored
goal.
him in the
Gonna
Champions
get
League. He scored him in the Champions League.
He
home
scored
and away,
against them in the
sure.
Europa and the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's-
Mourinho just knew we were getting him. That's why he bought him, literally to stop us from getting him.
And what everyone forgets here, everyone says Mo ain't good on the eye. Do you remember Mo in his Basel days just dribbling past people for fun?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
getting-
sensational.
Then he changed his game like an elite athlete does.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he used to play 10 for Basel a lot as well, and he would just take the piss out of people in midfield. He was an unbelievably skillful player.
Yeah.
He's changed his game about 5 or 6 times. He's actually got one of the best kind of like overall variety of like skill sets. Like when you look through some like MMA fighters do it, like where like as they get older, they got to change. But you know what I mean? And you look and you're like, well, at this stage he was like this, then at this stage he was. Mo's changed his game and reinvented himself so many times. It's amazing.
We
It's actually
also need to look at the overall game of Mo, like as in the assists, the creativity, the goals. There's only one other player in the world in the last 5-10 years that's been near him, and that's Messi. Like it just is. Like hate him how you want, but what he's producing is what Messi produced. But he's doing this in the Premier League. Messi never.
Yeah, number
played there. We don't know.
You guys know that account on Twitter that's called Only Mo Salah? Because every time there's a stat, except Mo Salah. Like it's just, no one has more goal except Mo Salah. No one has more assists except Mo Salah. No one has more big chances created except no one has more every single stat. It's just
But GA don't matter. But GA don't matter apparently.
Yeah,
do you know the part that makes me laugh more than anything though is that the narrative was always so perfect for the rivals when they wanted to put Gerrard down. They hadn't won the Premier League. And we'd always say, what's that got to do with being an individual? No, it's all about that. You've got to have the trophies count, blah, blah, blah. Let's see that same rhetoric used if Mo gets one more Prem before he leaves with the Henry conversation. Because it was so easy when you wanted to put Gerrard down and talking about Premier Leagues matter. Well, now Mo and Henry both have 2 each. So if Mo gets one more, then what? Then what's the conversation going to be?
if Mo gets one more, it's finito.
But the goalposts will get moved again.
I
And they'll
do
find
think at the end
one
of this season, if Mo gets the 30-20, I genuinely believe there is no argument. And I'll tell you why. Look, I think Jamie was on the stream with me when I mentioned this. Nostalgia is a thing, and we must all acknowledge it's a thing. It's reality. Nostalgia is a thing. I'll be honest with you. 10 years from now, there will be people that Mo Salah's their nostalgia.
Yeah, sure.
That's the thing that we need
Yep.
to keep in mind.
Yep, yep,
Like
yep.
people who are, let's say, from all like ages 8 until 18, growing up now watching football, 100% Mo Salah will be their nostalgia because growing up they watched him. Same way when we were growing up, you know, like Raks watched Alan Hansen. We grew up, we watched Thierry Henry. So like we're the type of people like, of course, because I was a child watching Henry, I'm like, oh, TT, and he had the streets and all this. But now there will be people 10 years from now who will go like, yo, Mo is the best ever. And it just shifts in mentality. Big up to Yuri.
I
Says,
do
Slot-
think Henry was better on the eye, though. Like, even as a Liverpool fan, I can't deny that Henry was special. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, he was-
Yeah,
Hazard is
100%.
better on the eye than Mo. So is Mahrez. But I think as a player, it's not just better on the eye, because if that's the case, then it's very
Right.
spooky for a lot of footballers.
This on the eye stuff, right? So that's bit, like, I'll be fair here, yeah. As a footballer, Eden Hazard is probably a better footballer than Mo Salah, yeah.
I
But
agree.
if you had to pick a player to win you a game,
Oh,
you're picking Mo Salah, right? It's as simple as that, right? That's what football. Now, football isn't always about technique, because I've seen some absolutely fantastic footballers in my time, yeah, that never went anywhere because they're only about technique. It's more football's more about.
That's the point. But Jamie, that's the point. Football is not just technique. Football, there's four. I can't remember what it's called. There's a special model that they use when they're modelling players for all different sports. It doesn't just work in football; they use it in basketball and American football and regular football. Technical, tactical, physical, and mental. You need all four of them. How many times do we say, "Oh yeah, look at Charisma was much more technically talented than Ronaldo, but he didn't have the mentality, he didn't have the grit, he didn't have the determination to make it." You
That's
need to
the
have
truth,
all of
by
them.
the way.
So when people say better football, normally what they mean is better technique. But look, when you're curling a ball in from the edge of the penalty area into the bottom corner, that is also technique. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not the same as dribbling past the player, but there's also a technical aspect of football. So when they talk about technique, even within that, they talk about dribbling, and that's not the only thing that football is about. When you have a magic dribbler, it's one of the most beautiful things you can see in football. But football isn't the only. Dribbling is not the only thing in football, right? Virgil van Dijk does not dribble. He is the most magnificent defender I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And by the way, for the people who don't know the fact that Raks just said, just for everyone in the chat to actually know, in 2004, the talent coming out of Portugal was Quaresma, not Ronaldo. I promise you all.
Oh,
At the
100%.
time, it was Quaresma.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Some young people in the chat might not know that. Quaresma was being spoken about as way more talented than Ronaldo, just so everyone knows. So keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, Charisma was Ronaldo before Ronaldo, wasn't he?
Yes, he
You know
was
what I mean?
like the
Yeah,
guy, and
was
the
the
whole
guy.
like the way he used to curl the shots like this and stuff. Like we all remember
But
the
he
poor
did have-
Quaresma
But he didn't have Ronaldo's mentality. That was
mentality. There you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
Yeah, there's
Slot said,
very
let's
few
forget
players
2 and
who live
35.
up to
It's
those
2 and
types.
5. Yuri, it's unbelievable. 2 titles in 5 years. Let's go. Big up to
Yeah.
Mr. Slotball says, I love you all. You never walk alone. Hashtag number 20. Vamos! You never walk alone, Mr. Slotball.
That was really good what Slot said as well. Spot on.
I'll keep this question for the end, chills, because I think it's a good topic to debate next. Mac 10, baby, is what Mr. Slotball says. My midfielder. Never forget, when they were attacking him, I was defending him. Never ever forget this.
better player than Odegaard, by the way. Big up.
That's not even
Oh,
edgy.
easy.
That's like oh yeah, and we just life moves on. I'd rather have one McAllister than 3 Odegaards. Big up to Ryan. He apologized to McAllister. The best day of my life. The bus entrance was mad, so emotional inside the ground. Thank you to the players. Thank you to Arne. Thank you, Jurgen. Did Ryan just say thank you, Jurgen? Thank you, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. I'm not gonna read that last bit. Thank you so much, Ryan, for the super chat.
No, say it.
Appreciate you so much.
You have to.
I am not gonna say it.
You have to.
Big up John Henry. Stop
Yeah,
what
you
you
got
hear
it.
about him, man.
Big up, John.
I ain't gonna say that last bit. Double in the chat for Ray, the fraud, for sending in both super chats. I appreciate you, Ray. You know I do. He says Slot needs to start all 4 of Gravenberg, McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Endo. I actually agree with you. Is there something wrong with me today? Why am I agreeing with Ryan? And as they're walking out for the guard of honor, each 4 need to look at Caicedo and they lie. Slot, don't let me down. Rak is the guy. Hope you're good, bro. you say hi
Paul.
to your big
Whoa.
Thank
fan,
you,
bro.
Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you.
Big up
I need
Paul
this.
in the chat.
I need
but
this. I need this,
Paul,
please.
what
please,
is your
please.
what is your hate on Mo, man? Big up Paul in the chat though, but wow.
I think he's not. I don't think he's a Liverpool fan.
Some
Paul is,
people,
Paul is,
some
yeah,
people
Paul is,
are
Paul is.
haters, and it's,
Paul is.
you know,
Yeah.
if you haven't got
Hey,
haters, then you're not
Yes.
winning. So we embrace it.
We're not, and
Even
someone
the
said it
haters- even the
earlier.
haters
That,
are welcome. Even the haters are welcome here. It's all good.
someone said earlier, I think it was Selection in chat, big up Selection. I do love Selection, but he said Hazard won games on his own. What you're talking about? Hazard is the same age as Mo, and he's playing with chunks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just, you know what I'm saying. So you know,
That's what
I
sounds
mean,
bad.
he did win
Pick
games
up.
by himself, but
yeah,
he
he was a
didn't have the
great
drive.
player. He was a great
Yeah,
player.
he
but
didn't. That is the mentality thing. Hazard didn't have the drive
No,
to
man.
want to be the
If
best.
Hazard had Mo's mentality, he'd be the greatest Premier League player of all time. But he just did
Big
it.
up Selection though. Big up
Like Mo,
Selection.
like Mo has literally dragged us to a league title this year. Like
No, I
he
disagree.
really
with that.
has. Like he
I
really
disagree.
has
with that. I think
single-handedly.
no. I want to say something because this whole carry
70% of the
conversation
season.
it rattles me. I think Mo Salah carries our attack. I don't think he carries the team because Mo Salah has not carried McAllister. He's not carried Gravenberch. He's not carried Van Dijk and Konate. He's not carried Trent and Bradley. He's not carried like Allison and Kelleher, who all had. I mean, like, I don't think the word carry is now gone to the shits.
Yeah.
You want to know who made it go to the shits? You want to know who made
Yeah,
it go to the shits? All the fans who just think best player equal carry. Mo Salah is, we have to clarify this, best player in the league, best player in the world, best player in the club, most important player at the club this season, is going to win PFA Player of the Year, Golden Boot, Playmaker. But with all due respect, I cannot say Mo Salah carried Van Dijk. I'm sorry. You want to know what carry job is? 05 Gerrard. That's perfect example of carry job right there. That's
Or-
like putting the team on your shoulders.
The Van Persie when he won the league for United.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree.
The thing is, though, if when Mo said after the game that he doesn't have to defend anymore, he just stays back and Szoboszlai does his running, then Szoboszlai is carrying that part of the team to let Salah do his thing, ain't he? So what it is, it's a perfect jigsaw that everyone's doing their bit, and then you've got elite players there that do their stuff. So Szoboszlai does that for the team, sacrifices maybe his game to let Mo, who's a far better footballer that can win you games of football, to do his part. You know, so everyone's got a part of the pitch that
everyone does his bit.
Yeah.
Some bits matter more than the others, but as things stand, no one at Liverpool can be carrying. It just doesn't exist. I think in the entirety of the last 10 years, we've been carried once. I'll tell you one time Mo carried us. Mo carried us to top 4.
Yeah,
that's
when
the
he
one
did
time I would say yes, he did carry us.
when he
100%.
did the Champions League Instagram thing when I'm going to get us there. That
Yes.
season.
Yes, there were 2 times. I think Mo only carried us twice for 6-month periods. He carried us to Champions League, and at the beginning of the year after, remember when Mane was going through a really bad run of form and stuff, and Mo was like on some next level shit when he did the hat-trick at Old Trafford and blah, blah, blah. I could say at that time, yes. But as things stand, I just think the players are way too good, way too established.
Yeah. Did you hear Mo yesterday talking on? I think it was on an NBC on the American channel. He said on there that he said that what annoyed him is that he proved, because everyone said he couldn't do it with Mane and all that, and he said, I've done it without Mane, I've done it without Bobby, and now I've done it without Jurgen. And I think it was a little dig to people that said he was like a system player and he only did it because of certain people around him and stuff like that. So
yeah,
he
he
said
said
that was his biggest.
he weren't digging them people out or the manager out. He was digging out people that said he's only doing it because of people around him. And
I think that's because we're taking the interpretation, knowing who he is. If you listen to it just word for word, you know, forgetting he's foreign and obviously like, you know, the mother tongue and all that, it sounded like he was actually trying to say this feels better because them lot aren't here.
yeah,
But obviously we know that he doesn't mean it like that. But the
No,
way he actually said it was like, this feels better. There's no Mane, there's no
And he
thing,
was
there's no
laughing as
Yoda.
well.
Do any of you here watch? Do any of you here watch basketball?
no shit.
No.
For people who watch basketball in the chat, they'll know exactly what I'm about to say. The Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship 2 years ago without KD after Clay fell off and Draymond fell off. And Steph was by far the best player on the team, and he won Finals MVP. This is what this feels like. This feels like Mo, after Mane left and Firmino left and Klopp left, like, yo, we're going to do this, guys. And we actually did it. And to be fair to him, I think it's very cold. The post that he put out at the end of last year is like the top of the league is where the club belongs and etc. And he actually went through with it. So like it's just a cold like tweet. That moment right there.
World class.
Darwin, Jota, and Chiesa out, and you get Isak and Semenyo. You don't need those 6, those 5 to cover the front line. Here's the thing.
I like Semenyo.
I think we need to understand the amount of games we're going to play next season. Let's keep that in perspective. Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League. We need to have bodies. You might not rate Chiesa that highly. I understand that. But when I'm away at Coventry City in the 5th round of the Carabao Cup and Slot is taking it seriously, I need Chiesa to start that game because we've got Arsenal on the Sunday coming to Anfield. That's the thing. So rotation is key. Rest is key. And that's something that Slot did really well this season. Like, he rested Gravenberch for all the Carabao Cup early games. He really only played them in the final. Like, that's the thing. And the semi-final, I think he only played them at the Anfield game against Spurs.
And he threw the FA Cup, let's face it.
And he threw the FA Cup. So we need rest, rotation, bodies. Big up to Mickey Drago, who says FSG didn't help Slot, wrote the season off, abandoned the team, and were in the US figuring out which team to buy next. Thank you so much, Mickey. I agree with this. He's being sarcastic.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yes, he's being sarcastic. Because the ones who deserve credit are Slot and the players. Well done to them. Because it is so disingenuous to credit the ownership for anything other than hiring Arne Slot. That's it.
Well, it wasn't him. It was Richard Hughes. It was Richard Hughes who hired him.
And Edwards. Like we have to thank the owners massively for getting.
But no one. But who does this other than us? Can I be honest?
Really do.
Who does this other than us? Like, do Man United fans after winning stuff go like, "Thank you to Avram Glazer"? Who the fuck does this? Like, people always thank like the fucking manager and the players, and we're sat there going like, "Oh, thank you, John." Why?
But we're thanking Avram Glazer, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Big up the Glazers. Come on.
You know, I still sit here.
If Arsenal win the Champions League, you think they're going to be here going like, "Thank you so much, Josh"? They're not going to say that. They're going to say thank you.
They have been. To be fair, they have been. They have been.
A lot of people looked at me sideways when I said this halfway through the season, but I truly believe it's not even on the owners. I'd love to crash it on them, but I don't think it's on the owners. We didn't buy anyone in the windows. I think Slot was the one who said, "No, I've got this. This is what I want. I'll figure it all out. And next summer we can go big." Once he didn't get Zubimendi, I think he's the one who said, "Don't get me anyone." So I'm kind of like, I can't crash it on the owners because if that's what the manager said, then they just went with what he said.
And he's right. He's right.
And in the end, he was right. And do you know what's ironic? Even though we were so mad at it at the time, when we won the Champions League and we didn't do anything except get Elliot and Adrian and we're all livid, Klopp won the league. So the 2 times we've won the league, we didn't do anything in the summer before because the team was prepped from the season before.
I'll push back slightly with just one thing. I don't think Slot went to Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes and was like, "Get me Zubimendi or no one." I do believe, and if you remember towards the end of the season, what's the name of that Porto guy again?
Varela.
Remember at the end of the window when we actually fully tried for Varela? So I do think Slot, yeah, I think
no, but I don't think that was Slot that wanted that though, bro. I don't think that was Slot that wanted that.
I do think Slot. I don't think Slot, because the whole thing was Slot is assessing the squad, which is fine. I don't think Slot knocked on Richard Hughes' door and was like, "Yo, get me Zubimendi or no one." I don't think that's how it went. I think he went like, "Get me like a DM who can pass the ball and etc." And they gave him a list of which Zubimendi was the top of it, which I can understand. Zubimendi then rejected us, but then we should have moved on to Plan B. And if Slot is the guy involved in the transfer window, we must all ask the $1 million question: why has Chiesa not been played? Because
guys, you're also missing. You're also missing a couple of other players out, by the way. We were looking at Lenny Yoro, so we were looking at a centre back.
Yeah, and we had no planning. Look,
and we were also all in for Victor Osimhen.
Yeah,
we were also all in for Victor Osimhen.
Fingers crossed that don't happen. What you look at this season, right, is that we had no planning this summer because they all arrived together at the same time, you know, and we all know transfers in football clubs. They all plan a year ahead, no matter what club you're at. You all plan a year ahead on what you're looking at. That's why everyone always says January is the desperate time, because you go in for players you might be not looking at, but you're going, it's a desperate window. And that's why everyone looks at the summer. So they all arrived at the same time in the summer with no planning, and they almost bought Marmadashvili, Zubamendi, and Chiesa in one window, and we're looking at Lenny Yoro. So now they've had planning. They've had a whole year to look at what they want, and Slot knows what he wants.
We're all in agreement. We should get a lot of shit done this summer.
I think we buy 4 players.
I think it'll be a big summer.
No, we need to do more.
As long as we agree that this summer we have to.
I think they're going to roll the dice with a lot of recruitment this summer. Just also because I think there's certain players they probably want to get leave the team, and like if we let Jota go, Nunes go, and somebody else go, say 3 or 4 players, we also need to be looking at overall numbers. So you're talking about. I think basically we're going to be looking at recruiting maybe as many as 6 players. I know that sounds crazy because that's not generally speaking how we've done things in the past. But if you let players go, then you need to replace them, and we need to improve on who we've got at the moment as well. So I think. Okay,
let me just run through the rest of these so I can ask you guys just about next season quickly. At the game last night, bro, ground is 5 minutes from my house. Lad, my living room was full of smoke. I was walking around looking like a red Viagra. Big up. Hey, nothing better than that, Terry Tibbs. Enjoy your time. I wish I was in the city with you. You get me, but fuck the British government. Fuck the British government. Big up to you, Terry Tibbs. Big up to Tap Out Tobes, who says, as a Gooner, I have nothing but respect for Liverpool and what Slot's done. Hope we in the Champions League and then we banter United and Chelsea fans together. No rivalry here. I appreciate you, Tap Out Tobes, and all the Arsenal fans who have actually been very respectful over this last 24 hours and congratulatory. And then you've got the couple of bums that ruin it for everyone else and come tell me PGMOL League and shit like that. Hold that. Those guys hold that. You, Tap Out Tobes, big up to you. Appreciate you. Massive summer incoming, lads. We will splash watch. I hope you're 100% right. And I'm with you. This is not even a super chat, but I wanted to comment on it. I personally, preference would absolutely take Ait Nouri over Karkaz all day, every day.
He only has 1 year left on his deal.
Yes, bring me Ait Nouri.
And he's only on 10K.
I'm taking him.
And he's only on 10K.
No, but do you know what it is though, Sam? Yeah, I agree with you as a footballer. I think Ait Nouri is really, really good. Like I really like Ait Nouri. But I must admit though, bro, defensively, the way we now play with how Slot wants to play, I would worry if he'd keep getting caught out of position. That would be the only worry for me if we had Ait Nouri at left back.
So I agree. The thing with Kirkes, I believe Bournemouth are wanting 50 million for him as a left back, which is a lot of money. If Ait Nouri only has 1 year left on his deal and only on 10K a week, you're probably getting him for 20 million, you know.
That's all I'm saying. And I'm just going to say something, sorry. Whether he's defensively bad or not, his technique is next level. I'm just saying.
Like But I mean, look, if Trent was to stay, if some miracle happened and Trent stays,
I think he does.
You couldn't have Nouri and Trent as your fullbacks.
Can I tell you what? Can I tell you why, Drifty? I want you to take a magical mystery ride with me. Diaz, Gakpo, with Ait Nouri behind them. Please don't tell me that whichever right back and right winger of the other team is not about to get ruined. Like this, you know this.
They'd get
you know that they're gonna do triangles around every fucking team. Like, just think about that.
But defensively, though, bro, in transition, we'd get caught out all the
time.
Hey,
Virgil van Dijk is there. Let's go. Let's go.
if you get someone like Ait Nouri in you, I think McAllister's game will even improve next season because he's got the ability to find McAllister in the pocket more, in space more on that left-hand side of the midfield and Robbo.
On the ball, Ait Nouri is very special.
So that could work. It could work in the way Slot wants to play. He wants to play higher up the pitch with possession. He doesn't like turnover. That's why we don't play a lot of risky
we definitely need a Wharton or a Belieber then, because they'd need to be filling in that gap constantly all the time. Gravenberch wouldn't have the intelligence to keep doing it. You'd need a naturally switched on defensive midfielder. Do you know what I mean?
Apparently Adam Wharton wants assurances in how many games he'll get to play, and he's interested in coming to
Liverpool. I don't think we sign Wharton, but fair enough.
And he's 50 million as well, by the way.
How much passion he had?
We already did all the groundwork on Wharton. Like, we already scouted him. We had everything we wanted on him. Like, we just didn't buy him.
I really think Trent is gonna stay. I'll come to you in a bit when it comes to Wharton. I do think that Trent is gonna stay. I kept this question till the end. As long as Callum Drifty, can you do your job? Can you please just don't let Callum say that he thinks Trent will stay? I'm begging you. You know he has ruined our football club single-handedly this
He
season. Can we
doesn't
just-
think he's staying anyway, so we're fine.
Perfect. Two things I need from Callum. He's saying Trent won't stay, and he's saying he doesn't think Salah breaks the record. Perfect. Let's go. We're gonna do both now. Yes. Big up to Chelsea says, panel, do you think slot changes up to football next season? This is the question I want to do this last section on, and I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I appreciate you, and you waited for me because I bottled it. So I apologize once again, but it's a celebratory mood, immaculate vibes only. Big up to everyone locked in, 800 people in the building. Guys, let's get to 400 likes. We're not even at 300 yet. You guys are a bunch of frauds. Hit the like button and subscribe right here, right now. Everyone, please hit the like button and subscribe right here, right now. Quick question. I'll start with you, Drifty. Does slot change the way that we play next season?
Well, here's the thing. I think slot has constantly changed the way we play. Even though 4-2-3-1 has been the constant for the most part, the way he switches up the tactics during games and makes little tactical changes depending on who we're playing against. And there's multiple examples. You can look at the Everton game. You can look at the Fulham game when we went down to 10 men. You can look at the Man City game away at the Etihad. You can look at so many games where he changed the style for that match. I don't necessarily think that he has one specific way of playing. I really think that he's actually got an ability to adapt to what needs to be done during the game. The only game Arne Slot has not adapted to, and it might even have been his fault, was Nottingham Forest at home. And I still kind of just think the players were just so bad on that day that it didn't really have anything to do with Slot. Plus, that came right at the beginning of the season when the players weren't used to Slot yet either. I think that's the only time I've watched the game and thought, yeah, Slot didn't really tactically know how to do anything with this game. Maybe PSG away, you could say, but I'm just going to credit a fantastic team who they were just on us from the day. You know what I mean? Like that was such an unbelievable performance from PSG that day. We all still don't know how we won 1-0.
They're by far the best team we've played this season. PSG.
Yeah,
incredible.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
I think Slot got out coached 3 times this year. Eddie Howe in the final, Enrique home and away, in my opinion, and I think he got out coached by Nuno Santo home and away. I can't even lie to you.
And I'm not gonna lie, Hassan. I know we went out at home, but we were the better team at Anfield. We were.
I think his approach was wrong though to the game. Because here's the thing: you went to PSG, you scammed the 1-0. You let PSG attack you, and then you counterattack them. Why are you wasting all that energy running around and doing all that extra defensive work? I think we should have played chess that day. We went to Paris, right? We all agree we scammed the 1-0. We scammed it completely that game. We come home to Anfield. Why should I do all this extra stuff? I get like his thinking, which is, oh, I want to be ruthless and end it. But had we gave them possession and let them attack, and then we counterattacked, I think it would have been a lot more fruitful for us.
I think in that PSG games, I think that's when Liverpool were going through their bad spell in the season anyway. Everyone looked very tired. Everyone looked off it. I just think everyone, that was Liverpool. You know, every team goes through a bad spell in the season. I literally think that was Liverpool's bad spell. And then we got over it a little bit. But the second leg was a bit weird because, you know, in that first 15 minutes, we should have been 2-0 up in the second leg.
And then we hit the post twice in the second half.
Yeah,
it was a weird game. It was a weird game.
William Pacho, who we were also linked with as well the season before, cleared 2 unbelievable chances off the line.
I love Pacho.
Like, unbelievable clearances.
That's my type of defender right there. Just aggressive as incredible. Love it.
Yeah, but
so I think the changing things up, I actually do think Slot will change something. And I actually think it'll be the left back and the right back. Like,
and the striker, definitely 100%.
I just think those two will probably move on.
Think about it this way: we don't play the way he did at Feyenoord right now.
Can I just give them a big up as well? Can I just give you some numbers on those two? Like, just because they've just been incredible for us for so long.
Trent Robertson.
Yeah, Robbo, 340 games, 11 goals, 66 assists, and 9 trophies. And Trent, 451 games, 23 goals, 90 assists, and 9 trophies. Absolute legends. Like, unbelievable.
So everyone knows my relationship.
I do
with
think
Andy
we'll
Robertson.
move on from them.
Even I sang his name yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
The only thing that confuses me out of those stats is how Trent has played so many more games than Robertson.
Because it seems like Trent is the one that's always injured.
But I know he was obviously playing in the squad 2 years prior to Robertson arriving, but Robbo has literally never been injured his entire Liverpool career and played pretty much every game. So I'm really shocked that Trent has played that much more games than him.
It might be. It might be.
Yeah,
Can you tell it we're league champions? Just tell him we're league champions.
I don't.
We won it.
I don't think Robbo and Trent are going anywhere personally. I think if we're setting a left back, it's going to be Tsimikas.
No, I agree with that. But you don't think he will start, right?
No, Robbo would be second choice, which is a very good second choice left back for me.
Robbo broke his collarbone. He was out for a season, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think Trent will. I just got a feeling Trent will stay. I think John W. Henry is having a word with him on the pitch, and Richard Hughes they were all both having a word with him on the pitch. Look, the way we play, the style we play. I know a lot of people talk about the Feyenoord way and stuff like that, and that's cool. The difference is he never had this caliber of players at Feyenoord, and sometimes you change your game. Slot played 4-2-3-1 with Borussia Dortmund. He came to Liverpool and played 4-3-3. He changed the way it was a little bit. Next season he's not going to ask Salah to start coming back and defending. He's going to just do what he did this season, which means you need a midfield runner in that position of the pitch. That's why I don't think we're going to go for a Shirky, because Shirky can't do what Szoboszlai does as an athlete, running the space for Mo Salah. I don't think there's going to be a lot of changes. What I think will change and why it might look better is because we'll have a better striker up front who will score more goals.
Which is in itself a massive change.
And on the eye, it will look like, we changed system and stuff like that. But it'd be a freshening up in the forward area where we might have a bit more pace and a bit, we're a bit more efficient in that area of the pitch. So it might look like on the eye that we changed up, but in reality, we haven't. What Drifty says is correct. Slot, I don't think has got a long-term plan how he plays. I think he adapts to the players, the teams he plays against. I really do. So I assume he does that next season, just getting a few players in. Look, this year he didn't rotate that much because the players he had for rotation he didn't trust. Elliott didn't get minutes. Endo hasn't got enough minutes. Chiesa's not got enough minutes. So if he's buying players that he's on board for that are going to come to our football club, then players are going to get rotated and play more. So in fact, he's going to probably rotate more next season because he's got players in that he wants now, with players that he already wants as well still at the club. So that way, we might actually be more fresher next season because he's got players that he trusts. So it could even be better next season. Yeah.
Castor saying
definitely need to go early as well.
Isak and a left back. I'll be honest with you. Isak alone makes me just get me Isak, brother. Just get me Isak.
Is that Gakpo, Diaz, Salah, and man, it's just.
We've got to move quick in this transfer market with regards to the striker, though. Unless obviously we already have been speaking to him and we already know he's coming to Liverpool, because every team bar City actually needs a forward, which is something I don't think anyone's actually clocking onto. Everybody needs a striker. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, us, like even Barcelona. Everybody, Real Madrid, if they sell Vinicius or put Mbappe left wing, they'll need a striker. Everybody in world football at this moment, bar a few, actually need a striker. Therefore, we better move quickly because there's not many.
We
need to make sure we get one.
Also, if we are going to pursue Isak, we need to know whether we're going to get him quick time. Like if we're not going to get him, then again, best we know that sooner rather than later. So then we go for whoever we think, whether it be an Osimhen or whoever the case may, whichever kind of player we're going to go for. If Isak is the number one choice, fine, let's do it. And if that's not going to happen, we need to know ASAP so we can pivot to the second choice, whoever that may be.
I hear you.
I think
anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys all hopping on. Drifty TV and Kopish is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Jamie Phillips Football Chats in the description. Give him a subscribe. Raks doesn't have a channel, but if you want to message him on Twitter, if you're a good-looking woman, looking for a stable relationship, please message him. Kmack channel is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Big up to everyone locked in. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. This stream is going to take over to the football terrace. We're going to be raiding. And just to make sure Terry's face gets absolutely red, I'm going to be doing this as well. From now on, we are no longer doing Don Hussam raid. What we're doing is number 20 raid. That's all I want you to do. Just copy paste this message and raid the shit out of the football terrace with this message. I'm going to go raid it as well with this message because we're about to take over that channel right here with number 20s. So big up to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. And remember to come back for A-listers as well. So spam number 20 raid and fuck you, Scraps, you hater. Anyway, see you guys later, man. Peace out.
Big up.
Peace out.
Peace.